it is unfair to have explained to Palestinians that they might be back in 5 years. That's just preposterous.
Palestinians say that they want to go home to Gaza. President Trump has spoken about cleaning out Gaza. So what does that look like? Would there be a situation where you could forcibly remove people from Gaza?
Well, I would push back on the characterization of cleaning out Gaza. I think President Trump is looking at this from a humanitarian standpoint. You have these people that are sitting with literally thousands of unexploded ordnance and piles of rubble. At some point, we have to look realistically. How do you rebuild Gaza? What does that look like? What's the timeline? I think a lot of people were looking at very unrealistic timelines. We're talking 10, 15 years, not the 5 years. And so that is what that's what we have to work through. That's part of what we'll work through with Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Let me just expand on what the National Security Advisor said, because we talk about this all the time. In any city in the United States of America, if you had damage that was 1/100th of what I saw in Gaza, and I went there at the direction of the President and the National Security Advisor, so we would know right very specifically what was going on, nobody would be allowed to go back to their homes. That's how dangerous it is. There's 30,000 unexploded munitions. It is the buildings that could tip over at any moment. There's no utilities there whatsoever. No working water, electric, gas, nothing. God knows what kind of disease might be festering there. So when the president talks about cleaning it out, he talks about making it habitable. And this is a long-range plan. They've dug tunnels underneath there that have basically degraded the stone that you make that would form foundations. We have to examine that. You do it with borings. You do it with subterranean surveys.
How long could that take?
And this guy knows real estate.
It's years on top of years. The disposal effort in Gaza is we estimate 3 to 5 years just to dispose of all the things before you can look down beneath the surface of the soil, and then before you get a master plan done. And the president is intent on getting it all done correctly. So to me, it is unfair to have explained to Palestinians that they might be back in 5 years. That's just preposterous.
And he's just taking a common sense approach.
As to where people will go, that's a big issue, and we have to solve that. And that's what we're here to do, and that's what the president has tasked us with.
And we're looking to a number of our allies, partners in the region. We have to collectively solve this problem. Everyone's heart breaks for this war that Hamas started. And what has happened to these people that Hamas was willing to sacrifice to turn global opinion against Israel. But now we have to collectively come up with some problems, and I think the president has taken a very common sense approach.
Mr. Waltz.
The next question will go to Steve Holland from Reuters.
You've been having discussions with Jordan. Have they completely ruled it out, or is it still a matter of negotiation?
King Abdullah is coming to visit the president next week. We just had a call with President Sisi. President Trump is absolutely engaged on the issue, and I think with his leadership, we'll be able to pull some solutions together. And of course, we have the Prime Minister Netanyahu here today. So, President Trump is driving, I think, practical, common sense solutions to what is, admittedly, a very, very difficult situation.